Police probe death of a German man after an inferno at his Kanchanaburi home on Monday. The 63-year-old man had sold his business in Germany before moving to Thailand. Interviewed by police on Monday, his Thai wife revealed his current occupation appeared to be online. She suggested he may have been distressed by the sudden death of his younger brother in Korat recently. A police investigation is underway into the death of a German man in Kanchanaburi early on Monday morning after his body was found when 10 units of the fire service were called to his home, which exploded into an inferno at 3:30 a.m. approximately. Police found the charred body of 63-year-old Yu Albrecht, who had lived in Thailand for over 20 years with his wife, hanging in the kitchen of the house. Outside, sprayed on the walls were messages appearing to accuse his wife of infidelity. An officer standing on duty on Monday morning after a huge blaze, started by exploding gas canisters, at the home of 63-year-old German man Mr. Yu Albrecht, was finally brought under control. A sprayed message on the wall of the Kanchanaburi home, where he had lived for 20 years or so, appears to have been directed at his estranged wife. Police are investigating his death, either as a suicide or murder given pertaining circumstances including the existence of a number of life insurance policies in Germany and Thailand. A lovesick German man was found hanged on Monday morning by investigating police responding to an inferno at his two-story home in Tambun Tharmakam in the Muang district, or centre of Kanchanaburi town. The alarm was raised after 3:30 a.m. when neighbors awoke to hear what they reported as 3 to 4 loud explosions coming from the home of the 63-year-old man, who, it is understood, was living alone after his Thai wife of 21 years had recently left him. Police treating the death of the German as either suicide or murder at this stage as inquiries continue on Monday. Police confirmed that they were treating the death as either suicide or murder, as they ordered an autopsy of the body which was removed from the scene. It is understood to have been taken to the Institute of Forensic Medicine, at the Police General Hospital, in Bangkok. Investigating police are delving into the death of the 63-year-old since it was understood that he had life insurance policies both in Thailand and Germany. In this regard, officers are believed to be seeking information from the German embassy in Bangkok. Police, on Monday, named the man as Mr. Yu Albrecht, who was married to Mrs. Kamalwan Albrecht for 21 years. Thai wife gave a statement to police on Monday after rushing back to the home she shared with Mr. Albrecht. On Monday, the 60-year-old wife of the deceased man gave a statement to police in which she suggested her husband had been experiencing stress. She also believed he may have been impacted by the recent sudden death of his younger brother, who also lived in Thailand. Police are understood to have found the body of the German man, with 80% burns all over his body in the kitchen area of his home. He was hanging from a rafter with a steel rope around his neck. Couple understood to have become estranged recently. The German husband and Thai wife are believed to have become estranged in the last few months according to neighbors. It appears that Ms. Kamalwan had moved to the Phanam Thuan district of Kanchanaburi, leaving the German, residing alone. However, speaking with police and the media on Monday, the German man's wife explained that she had previously brought 2 grandchildren to live with her at the couple's home, but her husband told her to leave with them as he found it difficult to concentrate on his work. Husband worked nocturnal hours in front of a computer while she took on sewing work to help. As to the nature of her husband's work, she said she was unsure, but she could reveal that it involved work in front of a computer screen. Her husband tended to work at night time and very early in the morning before retiring to sleep and resting in the afternoon. She had recently taken up a job sewing clothes to help financially. Mr. Albrecht had been the owner of an electronics store in Germany before selling the business and buying the couple's current home when he moved to Thailand. German's younger brother recently died suddenly in Korat. He was also said to be married to a Thai woman. The German man's wife explained that her husband's younger brother had lived in Korat with a Thai wife. He had recently died. She indicated that her brother-in-law's death was unexpected. She said her husband had been involved in making funeral arrangements for his brother, and had told her that he would be away for some time. Ms. Kamalwan said she had returned home to visit the Phra Phum shrine over the Chinese New Year. Private man who never spoke with neighbors. Local residents told police, on Monday, that Mr. Albrecht was a very private person who never socialized or mingled with neighbors in the village. They say that he hardly ever spoke. His wife had returned to the house on several occasions since moving out, but had always left shortly afterwards. Police had entered the house on Monday morning after the fire. It was still dark. Officers first of all shouted to see if anyone was inside but received no response. They were shocked at the sight of the German, who appeared to have presented a gruesome sight by torchlight at the scene after having been strangled to death. Massive inferno at the home caused by gas explosions brought under control by 10 fire units. In 1 hour, details of the case were given to the press by Police Lieutenant Colonel Sufikan Ayamzamang, who said that 10 fire engines had responded to the blaze. Officers were forced to cut the lock to the gate of the house to slide it aside. The fire was successfully brought under control within an hour of the arrival of the fire service at the scene. Police who entered the home found 3 colored 15 kilograms gas cylinders on the ground floor. The valves of the cooking gas tanks had been left open. On the second floor of the home, they found 2 more gas tanks of a similar nature, but these were covered in tires, indicating that the fire had been deliberately set. Note: 21 years cheating but never enough. Fuck you on the side walls of the home, written in English in pink spray or marker, was what appeared to be a message from the German man to his estranged wife. 21 years cheating but never enough. Fuck you, it read. In front of the house, police discovered the remains of a car, and a number of motorbikes also destroyed by the fire, while behind, covered in cloth, 2 further high-power motorbikes were left unscathed by the conflagration. Mayor of Kanchanaburi and deputy on site to direct response to the emergency situation on Monday morning. In response to the emergency, the mayor of Kanchanaburi, Wasan Fusat Kanchana, together with his deputy, Kreenkray Jongcharon, arrived to help direct the response. They were joined by officials from the Provincial Electricity Authority, who were called out to cut the electricity supply to the structure. A shocked Kamalwan Albrecht returned to the house after being alerted to the tragic demise of her husband. Before giving a statement to police, she revealed that her husband had left Germany 21 years ago to come and live with her in Thailand after they had married. The couple is understood to have moved into the home at that time. Small city, the scene of another tragedy just weeks ago. Kanchanaburi is a small city in one of Thailand's western provinces, bordering Myanmar, which was the scene of a brutal murder, some weeks ago, of 49-year-old UK man, Mr. Marcus John Evans, in the course of a late-night party. Police chief orders mental health evaluation of the main suspect in the brutal slaying of a UK tourist British man murdered in Kanchanaburi while drinking beer at a late-night party outside a house. A local 22-year-old with a history of mental health issues was arrested for the killing and subsequently sent for evaluation by the local police superintendent under Thailand's 2008 Mental Health Act.